last 3 years, which is crazy, but it's, we're trying to win World Series.
Christian Scott, obviously, still coming back from that surgery. I know he's not here today, but do you guys expect to have him fully healthy?
Oh yeah, he's pitching in spring training. He's probably up to 65 pitches now, and I expect to see him here soon. And hopefully he gets back on track. It's hard when you miss all that time. The arm can feel good, the stuff can feel good, but you have to get back into games and sequence pitches, just face different hitters, work different pitches. And he's a bright guy, and he'll get it. He's got a lot of confidence, but I expect to see him here relatively soon.
Kind of a message early on that you give to these guys. A lot of them, all we wanted to be and thought they had a shot at playing with the big league club.
Yeah.
And they're down here. Ronnie kind of being, one of them. Message that you kind of give to the guys here early on.
Yeah, it's kind of the same every year because you always have the mix of guys that are in the organization versus 6-year free agents. And my comment to them is let's just go play the game the right way. Let's be good teammates in here. Let's cheer for our teammates, help them out. And then when you get called up, we'll celebrate that. And when somebody else gets called up, we'll celebrate them. And just trying to create an environment that's conducive for everybody. Because AAA can be a rather unique place when things aren't going well. It can get really hard. And I just ask the guys, hey, you guys want to do it that way, or you want to do it right, play the game right, have fun? And they all want to obviously do it that way. But they'll have their moments. It just happens. And we're prepared for it, but I think we have a good group this year, good personalities.
Carson Bench, why in your eyes was he ready?
Well, he's a very talented guy. He can do a lot of different things. He hit 450 in spring training. I don't know if that's sustainable or not. I hope so for him and the team, but he had really good at-bats. He walks, plays good defense. He can steal bases. He's a dynamic guy, and I think he just gives our major league team, it's interesting to see when you have young guys kind of finally meet up with guys like Lindor and Soto and the veteran players, how they react. And they took right to him. They like him. They like his personality. He's kind of a carefree guy, doesn't get caught up in stuff. So I noticed right away in camp that the guys kind of migrated to him and vice versa. And that's hard to do when you're a young player. Sometimes the veteran guys can be a little standoffish, but he fits right in. I think he'll do great.
The Mets organization as a whole, the farm system has really turned around under Steve Cohen's ownership. At one point last summer, you guys were ranked as the top farm system in baseball. What do you think that really just says about the Mets organization, that, this has become a hotbed for talent?
Well, it's a credit to the scouting. It's a credit to the guys in Latin America who are out there looking for players all over Latin America, which isn't easy. It's getting those guys into a developmental system that allows all kinds of different types of personalities and players to develop. And I think our players know that. Everybody has a chance here, and they've done a great job identifying players, and not only coming through the system, but the pace they're coming through the system. Like we talked about Bench, he's been here a year and change. He's in the major leagues. We've had other guys, we've traded guys. Like I said, Brandon Sproat was here. He made a big league team. Jet Williams. We trade a lot of good players, but it's a really just a compliment to all the guys that are in scouting in Latin America signing players, and plus the young developmental coaches that are helping out.
Going back to Carson, just obviously his flexibility in the outfield, how do you think that kind of helped him get there, and how it can help him, once he's up here?
Yeah, I think it obviously gives us an option in center field, but we're hoping that Robert stays healthy because he's a beast. This guy's a really good player when he's healthy, and it allowed Soto to go to left field, which it's not easier, but you have a guy like Carson that can play both. Soto's going to stay in left field, and Tyrone Taylor's good expertise. So with Benj, you have a guy that can play all three, has played all three. And, when you ask him, he doesn't care. I'll just go play wherever and be ready to play.
And then with Jonah, I was looking at that cutter here. Just what was kind of the message from your staff and the Major League staff to him and what he can do?
Well, I think it was more the Major League staff because he really didn't struggle in minor leagues last year. And sometimes you don't really experience those struggles until you get to the major leagues. And it's a tough place to learn. It's a really tough place to learn because there's no room for error. We could play a good AAA team here, and he could have a great game. We could play a lesser AAA team, and he could dominate. But it just doesn't happen night after night in the major leagues. And I think it's good that he got a taste of that. He recognized things he had to work on, and he's back down here, and he gets back on track. He's a great option for them.
Nolan McLean, obviously his rise has been so quick, and he got a chance to start the World Baseball Classic championship game. What was that like for you? Just seeing him as a guy who was down here in Syracuse just a few months ago.
Yeah, it's pretty surreal. He has it though. Like, this guy is just like, when you talk about guys that have quiet confidence. Well, first of all, he has great stuff. We faced him on Monday. We had a sim game at the stadium before we left and before they left. He was 97, 98. His sweeper and slider are probably as good as anybody's in the major leagues. But he just has that mound presence and that quiet confidence, loves to compete. He's a good athlete. And, again, he's another guy that just blends in very well with the major league team. Like, he doesn't look like he shouldn't be there. And for him to go pitch in the WBC, I mean, what a thrill for a young player to be able to be asked and then pitch having the management have enough confidence in you to start the championship game.
Who do you see as your center fielder this year?
I think Pache will play a lot out there. I think Morabito is coming. He's still in Florida. He played on the Italian WBC team, but he didn't play much. So I think they're just giving him a few more reps down there this week before he joins us. But those two guys will get the bulk of it. Probably Bay will play a little bit out there as well.
Who do you see? Do you know who your starting pitcher is on Friday?
Tong.
Okay, and do you know the rotation for the rest of the weekend?
Tong will start on Friday, and then Suarez Saturday, and then Sunday is Conley.
That's great. That's great.
Any idea who will do the home opener on Tuesday? I know it's a little bit away, but
I don't know. Like, it's kind of funny because you don't even know who your team is yet completely. So when I find out, you guys will find out.
But you mentioned Joander Suarez. That's a big fan favorite for a lot of guys who follow the minor leagues. He did so well, pitched a no-hitter a couple of years ago, and now he's finally getting the chance at AAA. Anything you can say about him? Or
he pitched well in spring training. I think his velo ticked up a little bit this year from last. So we'll see. Just got to go out and pitch, and hopefully he can give us. Most of the guys will have limited pitch counts because it's early, but hopefully he can get us four innings or 5, and then we'll be in good shape.
Do you see Jonathan Pintero as a starter or a reliever or a swing guy?
I think he's going to be pitching out of the bullpen, but multiple innings and scheduled. Like, he'll have scheduled days to pitch.
And Brandon Waddell, will he be starting or he be same kind of role?
Brandon is in Florida. He's got a couple of issues health-wise that he's working through, and I'm hoping that we get him back sooner than later.
And who do you see at second base this year? At Bay or?
I think there's going to be a lot of guys at second. I think Mauricio will play some there. I think Clough will play some. I think Bay will play some. So
Yanni Hernandez.
Yeah, and Yanni when he's here. So there'll be a lot of different bodies over there.
And Clough I heard he got hurt, right? Is he? How is he? Okay, all right, great.
Yep.
Ronnie told us that his focus is going to be shortstop, even though he'll play some third and second. Do you think that will be the case?
Yeah. We have this guy in the big leagues, Lindor. That's pretty good. That ends up playing 160 games a year. So I think Ronnie would behoove him to focus on other positions as well as shortstop, because if that opportunity comes up in the major leagues, you want to have enough reps under your belt at second and third. Like, Ronnie for me can play third base. He needs more reps at second if he's going to go up there, especially if he's hitting. If Ronnie gets back to hitting the way he can, he definitely is going to help the big league team.
Obviously, you're someone who's been around this game a long time. With the lockout looming at the end of the year, where's your head at with kind of everything?
I'm not concerned with that. I mean, there's a little talk in spring training. Everybody knows it's coming, but I don't concern myself with that. We'll see what happens. I've been in the game. My first year in 1981, there was a big lockout. Then there was another one in the 80s and a huge one in 95. So, hopefully it gets resolved. I mean, baseball's a great game. Everybody seems to be doing well, and hopefully there's no stoppage. It's too good a sport to do that. I've been around where we've had stoppages where, like in '94, it hurt the game for a while. Coming off the '94 season into '95. I'll tell you one team that hurt was Montreal Expos. They don't have a team anymore, but they were the best team in baseball in '94 by quite a bit. And it might have been their year to make a run, and strike happened. Nothing, no World Series. So
just a documentary.
Yeah, hopefully the case is that they get it resolved. Everybody's happy, and we keep moving on.
Dick, you were the head of player development from 2013 to 2015, and so you saw how that staff developed and progressed and got to the World Series. How would you rate this crop of young pitchers compared to them?
We had some really good pitchers. One of them was DeGrom, but like Matt Harvey was there. Matt Harvey is when I saw him, he was an A-ball. They asked for a comparison, and like the first guy that came to mind was Justin Verlander. Like we had Steven Matz, and we had Rafael Montero, Jerry's Familia, and I think Zach Wheeler, Noah Syndergaard. I mean, the list goes on. I don't want to forget anybody. Seth Lugo. And I think that's why the Mets got to the World Series. I mean, there was guys like Nimmo, Conforto, Jeff McNeil was coming, Pete was coming, but to have those arms coming all at the same time, that's a huge thing for an organization because starting pitching in the Major League is very expensive. And you get your homegrown guys up there, you can allocate that money to other areas, knowing that you have guys like McLean and Tong. Sproat was here. Tidwell was another guy we traded for a piece. So
Santucci,
yeah,
Watson.
There's a lot.
Weniger's
going to be here.
Weniger's going to be here in Syracuse.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, great.
Good arms. Yep.
We got to bring Jonah in, but thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thanks, Dave.
Thank you.
All right, guys.